here again. So this next video, I basically told you guys in the last few videos, and if you've seen my blog at all, you know that on Tuesday I went to go see Panic at the Disco at this small local venue called the Firebird, which if you're from St. Louis and you've never been to the Firebird, you need to go. It's a lot of fun. So this video is going to be about that. I'm also going to give you, because of some of the things that happened that night, I'm going to give you guys some tips on how to function at a concert, because way too many people don't get it, and they don't get the fine line between a crazy fan and having fun and a crazy fan that's a jerk. So I'm going to give you 5 rules to follow when you go to a concert, and then we'll talk about how awesome Panic at the Disco was. Rule number 1, if you want a good spot at a concert, don't be a jerk and push your way to the front. Just show up early like a normal person. If for some reason you have to work that day, then that sucks. You should have asked off work to show up early. Like, I showed up for Panic at the Disco 5 hours early before the doors opened and waited in line patiently. When I saw Fall Out Boy, I showed up and waited for 11 hours, and for Green Day I waited about 8. So just show up early and get a good spot. When you go into the crowd and you shove your way to the front like a jerk, basically it's just rude, because then you're taking the spot of the people that actually sat and waited all day to get in. So, and you just look like a jerk. The band doesn't think you're cool and like you're a crazy fan and I just want to be in front and touch the band. No, they think you're a jerk. Rule number 2, when you're going to a concert, especially at a small venue like the Firebird or any other kind of venue that's like that, that's kind of standing room only, and it's usually like a bar or a club, you have to expect you're going to be in a crowd. It's going to be crowded, especially to show like Panic at the Disco. It was sold out. It was crowded as all get out. You're going to get touched. I saw so many girls try to start catfights with each other because they were pissed off because someone touched them or elbowed them or pulled their hair. Like, that happened to me all night long, and I never turned to somebody and about ready to slap them over it. Like, I know it's going to happen, and I know that person probably didn't do it on purpose. So when you're going to a show like that, expect that you're probably going to get touched or poked or pushed or maybe hurt just a little. It happens. Just expect it. Don't get angry when it happens. I've seen so many people like almost ruin an entire show because they couldn't handle being touched. Deal with it. Okay, rule number 3 when you're going to a concert like this, listen to the band you came to go see. Like, for real. Like, I am sick and tired of going to every show I go to and I see people behind their phones or their cameras all night long. I know you want to get good pictures and I know you want to capture this awesome event, but trust me, the concert's way more fun in real life than it is on your computer screen when you get home. And on top of that, if the band actually asks you to do something, like it could be as simple as just clapping your hands or singing along, unless you don't know the words to the song, do it. Like, have a good time, get into it. On top of that, especially, and this is what happened the most at this concert, if the band asks you to do something like step back because things are getting dangerous up front, listen to the band. For some reason at this concert it seemed like all the nice people listened to Panic and Brendan when he asked us to step back, and then it was like the douchebag's cue to all move forward. So it did no good. No good. All the good people that came to enjoy the show and listen and actually be respectful didn't get to, because we got trampled over by the douchebags that just wanted to have a good time for themselves and ruin it for everyone else. So listen to the band and respect the band when they ask you to do things, especially when it's important and concerning other people's safety. Trust me, a girl passed out on the stage at the end of the show. It's not cool to crush people. Okay, rule number 4 is not something I see as often, but I've been seeing it at the last few shows lately, and it's just more of a pet peeve of mine. If you're a parent, I understand you want to take your kid to a show. My dad took me to the first few shows that I went to, but when we went, we always sat in seats because my dad could never deal with the crowd, and it was my first few concerts. I don't think I could have handled the crowd. But if you're taking your kid to a show, understand that if you're going to be in a pit or in a crowd like we are, and especially at a small venue, don't try to protect your kid. Like, if you're gonna go to a show like that, either leave your kid in the pit and go hang out in the back and let your kid have fun and actually maybe trust them, because more than likely they're a teenager and they're probably able to handle themselves. I was able to at every concert I ever went to without my parents. So either one, don't go to the show and just let your kid go. My parents' rule was always that I at least had to have one friend with me, and that if it was a school night, I had to get up the next day. If you're going to go to the show, like I said, just leave your kid in the pit and go sit in the back and make sure like you're standing by, but you're not actually in the crowd making everyone else miserable. Because that's what happens. We all get miserable because more than likely you're bigger than 90% of the audience and you're scaring us. And yelling at us to stop pushing at you because we're hurting your precious child doesn't make things better. Most of us are not pushing you because we want to. It's because the people behind us are pushing us. It's a crowd. It's what happens. So either don't go to the show and, you know, trust your kid, or go to the show and still trust your kid by letting them be in the crowd by themselves and have a good time. They probably don't really want you standing around them all night anyways. And the last rule, this is pretty simple. It's kind of an overall rule here. Consider your neighbor. Like, I think Brendan Urie even said that at the concert. Hey guys, just be considerate of your neighbor. Have fun with each other. Don't sit there and fight with each other and push each other. Like, it shouldn't be some competition to who can get the closest to the front, and yet somehow every concert that's what it turns out to be. Is who can get the closest to the front, who can touch the band first. And that's not what it should be about. We are all there for the same reason. We're there because we love the band, we want to have a good time, and we want to dance and sing. So why can't we just be considerate of each other? And, you know, if we're having fun with each other, there are several times I looked to my neighbors and we were smiling and laughing and dancing and jumping with each other, and we had a great time. And then there was other times where I could see my neighbors trying to sneak up in front of me or push me out of the way. I've had people literally grab me and push me out of the way. Why? There's no need for it. There's no need to be a douche at a concert. I think everyone would have fun if no one acted like a jerk. Everyone would. I swear to God. It would actually be an enjoyable experience if people were just considerate of their neighbor and just had fun. So, again, consider your neighbor when you're at a show, because they're probably there for the same reason as you are, and they're just as excited as you are. And just have fun. You can meet the coolest people at concerts, and if you're nice, you'll figure that out. Okay, and to end off this little thing, I've told you my 5 rules for how to not be a jerk at a concert. Panic at the Disco. Oh my god. Okay, this is my 2nd time that I've gotten to see them, and they always put on an incredible show. Like, Brendan Urie is an amazing singer. It's retarded. He's amazing. And they're just hilarious, and they're so much fun. They love to interact with the crowd, and it was so cool because they looked like they were having so much fun on the stage. I know Dallin even made a tweet about it afterwards about breaking some kind of equipment of his, but it was worth it because it was such a great show. They were having fun, we were having fun. They seemed a little concerned for our lives, but I think overall we had a good night. I think it was great. They played some awesome songs. They played a lot of songs that weren't singles. They did play their 2 new singles, of course, which was great. And it was just fun. It's a good experience. If you're a big Panic fan, you need to be seeing them live, because it's almost better seeing them live than listening to their albums. I promise you. They're incredible. So, again, if you like this video, please subscribe or share it or whatever you can do to help me out here. Also, I will be posting up a blog this weekend about my experiences at Panic at the Disco. It'll probably be a little more detailed than this is here. So, also, if you have any other rules maybe you add of things you've seen at concerts, post those down in the comments or let me know somehow. So, just check this out. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully I'll see you next week.